Hi, in this video we will take a look at 4 idioms. Ahoj, tady Petr. Don't worry, it's gonna be short. So idiom number 1, not have a minute to call your own. What does that mean? When you don't have a minute to call your own, you don't have time. You are very busy doing a lot of things probably. For example, she has 3 small kids. She's very busy taking care of them. So she doesn't have a minute to call her own. Okay? Or at work, 4 people are on sick leave. I don't have a minute to call my own because I have to do a lot of things. Okay. So when was the last time for you when you didn't have a minute to call your own? Okay. Number 2, get on like a house on fire. When you meet somebody and you become friends very quickly because you have a lot in common, for example, you can say, oh, I met Jack and we got on like a house on fire. We became friends instantly. Okay? So for example, when you meet Jack, you will get on like a house on fire because you have a lot in common. You will see. Okay? So get on like a house on fire. Good. Number 3. I like this one. This is a good one. We have a similar expression in the Czech language. It's get your second wind. But in our language, we say breath. So when you get your second wind, you get a new feeling of energy. Okay? So you are running, for example, and after 20 kilometers, you're tired. You think you can't run anymore. So you pause, you have a break for 1, 2, 3 minutes. And sometimes after some time, maybe 2-3 minutes, you get your second wind and you can continue running. Okay? So when was the last time you were doing something and you thought, well, I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I ran out of energy. But then suddenly you got your second wind and you went on. So get your second wind. That was number 3, right? Yeah, okay. And number 4, I like this one. In small doses, which means in small amounts or not very often. You use it when you, for example, let's say you have a husband or wife and you don't like their parents very much. So you don't need to see them very often. So, because they may be very difficult, you don't get on very well. So you say, well, I can see your parents, but only in small doses, right? It's just a little bit. 30 minutes and that's okay. Or sometimes you have friends and you go out with friends very often and everything is okay. But sometimes there are people who you just can't stand after 1 hour, right? So you can say, well, I can take them only in small doses because after 1 hour I have enough. I'm okay, Yeah. So in small doses. Yeah, that's a good expression. Good. So we have covered 4 idioms. Number 1 was what was number 1? What was number 1? Not have a minute to call your own, right? That was number 1. And number 2 was get on like a house on fire. Number 3 was get your second wind. And number 4 was in small doses. Yes, and that's it for today. Use the idioms sometimes when it is appropriate, and I will see you in the next video.